you've seen Blame It on George talk about it. And you've seen Rebel Taxi talk about it too. But now, prepare for another YouTube shill to steal those precious minutes away from your life. Are you ready, kids? No, I didn't think so. But whatever. Well, let's get into it. So, a day with SpongeBob SquarePants. Just like all great things to come from the internet, like Rick Rolling and Pedo Bear, this little gem got notorious due to a site called 4chan.org. Users on the /coal board of this 4chan originally found out about the movie in August of 2015, when someone made a post talking about the film. The intel they had at the time, though, was, well, basically nothing. It was just an Amazon listing. The movie was supposed to be released in 2011. We got the box art, the runtime, and this terrible description. Just look at this. In this mockumentary, SpongeBob lives above ground like all Hollywood superstars. Afraid that SpongeBob is becoming old news, his boss runs a contest called Spend a Day with SpongeBob. The contest makes SpongeBob the talk of the town, as thousands of kids enter to win. The lucky winner is Seth, and he is ecstatic about his day with SpongeBob. However, the day becomes a roller coaster ride as things don't quite go as they planned. Now, does that sound like anything you would want to watch? Because, to me, it sounds like shit. Maybe even as big of a piece of shit as Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa. Yeah, I know you remember that.
Uh-oh. Whoa!
So assuming this was going to be as laughably bad as that, the users of 4cent garbage decided it was their duty to find this film. And that is when things got weird. Now first off, just looking at the box art, it's all lies. See this kid here? That is not Seth. That's not Seth. That little punk isn't even in the fucking movie. He's just some stock footage model they used for the poster. See these quotes? None of these magazines or people even exist. Innovision Films doesn't exist. The background? Well, Nolan from Pan's Pizzeria fame traced that to artist Jorge Pacheco, who revealed he was commissioned to make it for a realtor. The only honest thing on this entire DVD are the little words at the bottom about how it's an unauthorized mockumentary. That's kind of been part of the fuel for the idea that Viacom is the reason the movie was never released. But if they did send a cease and desist order, you would think there would be some sort of court documents or records or anything of that nature, but nothing has been found. There was some dumbass who did pretend to be an asset manager working for SpongeBob later in the search, and he even gave vector files he claimed were used in the movie without their permission. It had people fooled for a while until they were able to trace all the images sent back to their original sources and exposed him for the dumbass he was. Yeah, not very cool, dude. There's been a slew of hoaxes and people pretending to have the film, or being the creators, or being a lawyer, or student internship directors. I don't even know, just all this bullshit. It's pretty alarming how far people will go to do these hoaxes, but with something as infamous as this, it's really only a matter of time before the attention seekers come out. There have been stories written about the movie everywhere, from Gawker to Sen360. But back to the search. So Cole manages to find out the movie was actually made by a group known as Real Films. They made low-budget documentaries on celebrities that are pretty much just them reading off Wikipedia while a slideshow plays. They've made over 70 of them under different aliases, and you can see for yourself.
She turned 18 and leaped into adulthood with a bang. Or some might say, with a bong. Miley fell out of favor with parents and was no longer the lovable kiddie star Miley Stewart / Hannah Montana. It seems she's ready to throw away the purity ring. Parents have been complaining about Miley and her new adult image since she appeared to be topless with her body seductively wrapped in a sheet for the Vanity Fair magazine.
Sometimes I look up to her, not all the time though. There are some
So at this point in the search, theories about the movie were changing. Some people thought it was real, other people thought it was fake, other people even thought this was all a virtual reality game, and Amazon was in on it, and the reptilians. Oh God! Oh God!
It's funny how dumb you are.
But if you actually look into the movie, you can find tons of proof for it being real. The movie has a barcode. You can find tweets from 2012 of Canadians talking about watching it. Their libraries in Flemington, New Jersey, of all places, listening to the film in their new arrival section back in 2011. Forum posts of movie obsessionists have it on their new release topics on weird wrestling websites 3 days before the movie even came out. A guy working at Hastings, yeah, those things, discovered A Day with SpongeBob was listening to the employee-only catalog. Another guy from a different branch found the same thing, and both of them ordered the movies only for them to never arrive. So 4chan started looking more into Regal. They found their headquarters was a random strip mall near Atlanta. People actually went to it in person. Some reported the place abandoned, others said it was in a part of the mall not accessible to the public. The hackers known as 4chan even discovered that Regal's website tries to install a Trojan when you go to it. Looking more into the people behind Regal, things just get way sketchier. Many of the people listed in the credits of the Regal films flat out don't exist. No record of them online. No record of anyone with their names. And the people they could find info on didn't really help much. The founder of Regal Films, Lorenzo Hawley, was contacted numerous times by various people and has ignored any messages from them. Hawley can be found to have been involved in numerous businesses, ranging from real estate to music production, to his main business, which seems to be selling wheatgrass. A user managed to talk with an employee for the wheatgrass company he owns called Yay, asking to leave a message for Lorenzo. When this employee got back to the user, she told him that Lorenzo has told her not to talk to this person ever again. Script supervisor for some of the Regal's films, named Taylor Travers, was contacted after someone found he listed working on the Regal movies under the filmography page on his own website. And when he was called and asked about it, he said he had no association with any company named Regal, and hung up very quickly. Director of a lot of Regal's films, named Jason Bortz, has publicly stated he doesn't know anything about Regal or anyone involved in the movie, despite being in the credits of other Regal movies. When the user actually got his number and was able to contact him, he started screaming to never call him again. After they asked him the question, is this Jason Bortz? Look at this guy. What does he have to hide? Really, what could he possibly have to hide?
And being there and helping people. You should help people and you should help others every day. It shouldn't be just once, or because somebody did something for you, or because other people are doing it. You should always show help and compassion whenever you can.
If you want to help people so bad, start by helping us find the movie. I mean, even people not involved in the movie are being sketchy. Someone tried to message a woman who ran a vegan lifestyle blog that wrote a review of the wheatgrass made by that company Lorenzo Hawley owns, because in the review she talked about meeting Yay employees. When she responds, she gives this weird, almost automated sounding message for the question about how to contact Yay, and after future emails, she just stopped responding altogether. One guy named Jonathan Salemi, who is listed as a major part of Regal, was asked if he had any connection to the company, which he denied on Twitter, but in private he tells that Hastings employee he recognized the movie's cover and had read the script for it. That's pretty much the most forthcoming anyone involved in this company has been thus far. The vast majority of the people either never responded or no one is sure it even exists. One of the main producers for Regal, Charles Rand, is supposed to have died in 2005, 3 years before the company was founded. What are they trying to hide? We know they're a real company. They have filed business registration paperwork and everything. See, they even got a registry agent working for them, who there is no record exists, and who lists his home address as the address that belongs to a storage locker facility. Right. I think Internet Nobody's shoegaze production put the situation best. You're in the grocery store, looking at some cookies. Suddenly, some weirdo runs out of nowhere, grabs the cookies, and runs away. You go and ask an employee what's up with him taking all the cookies away, and he tells you the store doesn't sell cookies. And it never did. You ask to see the manager, and they tell you there is no manager. Or cookies. And to never come to the supermarket ever again. So after a purge on the cold forums, the search moves to a site called Lost Media Wiki. People soon discover a new company called Grand Scale, made by the people who made Regal. They look much more legitimate, even using a Kickstarter to fund their movies, which were pretty successful, earning $11,000 with, with 20 backers. Look at all these legitimate Kickstarter films. They got 100 backers and not even $5,000. But don't worry, since one anonymous backer is funding their entire movie. But for real, look at this new movie they got. It has New York Times best-selling author Robert Greene. We got Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. We got Yankees pitcher Scott Erickson. Professional poker player Antonio. World-renowned card shark Kevin Blackwood. Pyramid scam creator Steve Gilman. Yay. But wait, they have Ted Williams, the homeless guy with the voice of gold. This is super legit. They have all those famous people and... Who is that in the background poster? Is that Vanessa? Rudy? Look, little Pam in her Sunday dress and... Who is that? Steve? No, that's us. Okay. Bill, no. Bill, no! And look at these other great films. Catfish Killer. Hold the Mayo. Look, Catfish Killer got the same fake magazine review a day with SpongeBob got. Now that's what a filmmaker can say so myself. Now also on the Grayscale website on top of these movies was contact info for a man named Clint Weiler and a phone number. Calling the phone number led to a company called MVD, a music and movie distribution firm that sells several Regal's documentaries on their website. Clint Weiler had no idea his name was even on the site when contacted by two Lost Media Wiki users. But through email between them, MVD revealed that A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants was never finished and was cancelled in the midst of production, saying there may be promo copies available. Eventually, MVD was getting creeped out by people putting their voicemail on YouTube and breaking into their offices, so they politely asked to not be contacted again. After that, not really much happened. For a while, most of the major leads were just trolls. Until February 2016, when a user on the Lost Media Wiki discovered Regal's address. That shopping mall? The address used to be owned by Foy Foods, another health food subsidiary of, yeah, you guessed it, Regal founder Lorenzo Hawley. This kicked off a new wave of interest in the film and started leading to a ton of new leads. Reddit threads, Tumblr posts, fucking Mandela effect theories, everyone's getting on the action. Just look at all this new info people are finding right now. Check this out. A profile of a Regal employee on some weird social networking site made specifically for filmmakers. Look, he even lists an address for people to mail things to who are interested in Regal distributing their films. Maybe we should go on Google and see what we can find out about this here address. Well, that? It's a legitimate company, okay? Look, they got the legit movies and the barcodes that, I mean, we know they're legit. We even talked to Lorenzo for God's sake. Wait. We did what? That's right. In the middle of making this video, the Day with SpongeBob search team was able to contact Regal founder Lorenzo Hawley. Instead of telling you what it said, I'll just let Lorenzo speak for himself.
Hello? Yes, is this a number for Yay or Get? Yes, who's calling? I'm a businessman. I was wondering if I could speak to Lorenzo Hawley. Speaking. Yes, Mr. Hawley, I'd like to talk to you about a very important topic. I'm made to believe that you are or used to be working for a company called Regal Films. No. Is there any way I can give you a call back? Sure. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a call back. Hello?
Yes, someone just called me from this number to return the call.
That'd be me.
Excuse me, hello?
That'd be me, sir.
Yes, who am I speaking with? You just called me?
Yes, my name is William.
Okay. And, what is this, regarding?
I'm in a little group that's looking for one of your lost pictures, a Day with SpongeBob SquarePants. We'd be willing to pay for a copy of it.
SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have a copy of that particular film. However, we may, we're in talks to release it later this year.
Alright. Well, shoot. Can I call you back later?
Excuse me? Your phone is breaking up.
May I call you back later, sir?
Yes.
Alright. See you, sir.
Sorry if I'm wasting your time, sir.
No, it's fine. I'm hearing there was a lot of inquiries about this film. So, any way I can help get the information out, I would like to do that.
Alright, sir. Looks like some of them aren't going to talk, so what's prevented this movie from getting out there?
Well, the movie was out for a short period of time. However, we decided to retract it, and we're thinking about releasing it later this year. A better version of it. But that may be through GoFundMe or crowdfund or some sort of crowdfunding.
Alright. And there have been, like, allegations of, like, Trojan viruses on your website or something? What was that about?
On Trojan on the website, I don't know. I just can't. This is the first time I'm hearing anything about that. I haven't heard anything about a Trojan virus on the website.
Could it just be a false diagnosis on the antivirus thing?
Yeah, that could be it. Or which website are you referring to?
Legalfilms.com, I think it was.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard of any viruses on that website.
And one of your colleagues, Jason Boritz, his name was, he's been seen as somewhat abrasive.
Yeah. What did he, what do you mean?
One of my colleagues in the group asked, hey, is this Jason Boritz? And he just flipped out on her.
Oh, no, Jason is a very, very nice guy. Maybe she just bought him on a bad day.
Alright. It could have been, like, other people, like, hounding him from the search that we didn't know of.
Yeah, it's been a lot of people, reaching out to him, and I get kind of frustrated to provide the information the way, the person may have wanted him to, so. So do you have any other questions that I could possibly answer for you?
Not at the moment, sir. Thanks for thanks for talking about this, sir.
Always reach out to me if you have any other questions. Again, we're working to get the film out later this year, and I will be in contact with you to let you know when you can expect it or how you can help out to get the film out.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Bye, sir.
All right, you too. Bye.
Yeah, it's William again. I called you a week or two ago.
Okay.
Yeah, my group was... it's good. Anyway, my group had a few more questions about Day with SpongeBob SquarePants. First question, what was the movie about?
The movie was about the synopsis pretty much outlined what the film was about.
Yeah. All right. Second question, was the movie in CGI? Was it live action, animated?
No, it was live action.
How many copies were sold? Do you know anybody involved with the production that might have a copy?
No. And even if we had a copy, we're not releasing it right now because when we release it again, we want it to be fresh where not too many people have seen it already. So,
all right, fair enough.
Like I said, we're going to be doing up later this year to release it. So,
they're wondering when you're going to do the Kickstarter and if you're going to be using the original script.
Yeah, we'll be using the original script, and the Kickstarter campaign will start, I believe, in June.
All right. Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. All right.
You know so much. I'm literally smiling ear to ear right now. This is awesome.
Well, it looks like another case closed here, kids. I hope you all learned an important lesson. If America's favorite sitcom dad comes up to you in a warm, welcoming sweater with a handful of pudding pops, you run away as fast as you can and get an adult. Now, it's off to solve another internet mystery for me.